So, good evening, everyone. So, today let us continue with the school that Babar Ali has started. So, all these days, this is my third class on this, and here I am with my class number 20. And today we will be going deep into the school that was started by whom? Babar Ali. Okay. Now, what is the tagline of this chapter? Babar Ali. Yeah, Babar Ali. What is the tagline? The world's youngest headmaster making remarkable changes in India. So he is a man, one who is making some remarkable changes. That too in the field of education. So that is what you need to understand here. And who is the author of this chapter, or who has written this story, or who is actually giving us the details or the account of Babar Ali's life, early life. So actually it has been written by Samarpit Mukherjee Sharma. So she is one who is exactly the editor of the youth magazine in India, who always tries to bring out certain remarkable people who have made their life in such a way that they have inspired so many others. So here is a story of a teenage boy, that is Babar Ali, who is inspiring, or who has inspired, or who is going to inspire teachers like us to give education to the underprivileged or the poor children or so. So if you go deep into the life's history or the life story of this young age boy Babar Ali, you will realize this, isn't it? So we have been discussing about this, and in the chapter, if I have to ask you, like, who is the narrator, or who is giving us the account of his early life, Babar Ali's early life, then you should say that it is nothing but the YL volunteer from Bangladesh by name Tanveer. So he is a man who is giving us the details about how Babar Ali runs this school for the underprivileged children. So that is what you need to look into it. Okay, so you have seen so far in the last two classes of mine about what does he do, how does he do, what is he actually, and we little in the last class I had discussed about little more about the family, because Babar Ali's family, in Babar Ali's family there are three siblings, a parent, both the parents, that is the father and the mother, and this man Babar Ali lives. And the house description, as I told you, it was a very poor house or so, but we came across a specific name by name, Nasiruddin, isn't it? So this man Nasiruddin is nothing but the father of Nasiruddin Sheikh, isn't it? So Nasiruddin is the father of Babar Ali, who is actually a jute seller by profession, but he knew the importance of education. Why? Because in the Murshidabad, especially Gangapur village in West Bengal's Murshidabad specific area, what Babar Ali has been noticing since his childhood was that the people who live in this village, they are very poor, and they cannot afford paying huge amount of fee to the schools, and hence they keep their children deprived of the education. That is, they do not want to send their children to the school because they cannot afford the fee or so. So that is the reason that when Babar Ali has noticed this, he wanted to bring it a change, and that is why he took a decision. So actually, as you all know, that Babar Ali himself is a 16-year-old boy who is in his class 12. The name of the school and all you will have to remember, which I have already discussed with you. And coming back to his family, in the last class discussion that we had, we came across the name of his father by name Nasiruddin Sheikh, jute seller by profession. But what is his firm belief? According to Nasiruddin, education is man's true religion. That's what he says, isn't it? So education is the man's true religion. So he never, or he didn't want to deprive any of his child in sending them to the schools or to get the education. One example is Babar Ali himself. In spite of the poverty, he was the man who was getting, or who was given a proper education in his family. Then yes, we discussed about the specific things that we actually notice in his village, that is Gangapur, and you also know about like who were his neighbors, Bapta neighborhood. So there he has his own school. That is, where does Babar have his school? Babar Ali is having his school in his house backyard only. So where they live in just a house which is almost equal to a kitchen of a city's houses or so, because mean to say that it was a thatched house with all those shades and roofs. I discussed it in the last class, isn't it? Okay, now when Babar Ali noticed all this thing, he thought that I want to make some changes in the field of education, and hence the reason that he thought of opening this school or so. So that is why he took an initiative of opening his very own school. So by looking at all the circumstances in his life, or by looking at all these qualities that the village people were having, especially on their children, Babar Ali took a firm decision, why don't I open a school, especially for the children who are actually. So what we notice here is that by looking at all these kinds of the things near his house, or maybe around his house, maybe surrounding his house, he took a decision of opening his own school, because he has seen so many children who were deprived, who were not sent to the school by their parents. So that is why he just took this particular decision of opening his own school for the specific purpose. Okay, now the chapter is now been narrated under a subheading called Anand Shiksha Niketan. Now you will have to know here, like, what is Anand Shiksha Niketan? It is actually the name of the school that was started by whom? Yes, Babar Ali. So the name of the school that was started by him is known as Anand Shiksha Niketan. So don't forget this name. You may be asked a question about name. What is the name of the school started by Babar Ali? So you should be in a position to answer this question by saying that it was, or the name of the school that Babar Ali started is Anand Shiksha Niketan. Okay, now Babar Ali actually started his school at the merge age of 9. Merge, very beginning, small age of 9. In fact, his school Anand Shiksha Niketan grew out of game. He started the school when he was just 9 years old, but as the years progressed, or as the time came in, so this school started becoming more popular in such a way that today, when this chapter was narrated, the school was having a strength of almost 800 plus students. So that is why we say here that it grew out of game, means to say that it expanded. The school expanded like anything, because there were only poor children, or there were only people who were deprived of their education. Okay, so we used to play school with me as teacher. My friends had never seen inside of a school, so they enjoyed playing students. That is, they were not just only giving importance to education, but also the teachers in the school were also meant to play with their students in such a way that we used to play school with me as a teacher. That is, he talks to us about, like, how was it before the school. He was just playing a game like school where Babar Ali was made as a teacher. My friends had never seen the inside of a school, so they enjoyed playing the students. They ended up learning arithmetic and enjoying it. The first subject that I taught to them was arithmetic. So mathematics was the first subject that they started in the school, and when they started the school, it was just like a game for them, where they regarded or considered Babar Ali as their teacher, and he started teaching them arithmetic. In the beginning it was boring, but most of the time, gradually when the time went on, the students, none but his own friends, started enjoying the arithmetic. Said Babar Ali while trying to explain how he initially started teaching. In 2002, the game got institutionalized with the strength of 8. So now he gives us about the history of the school, how exactly it got opened. Okay, now in the year 2002, the school which he opened got institutionalized. The meaning of the word institutionalized here is nothing but it was actually recognized by the government of West Bengal. That is what you need to understand here. Okay, so initially they started just as a play game, that is playing teacher, school game or something, in which he started teaching his own friends. And later on, as the years progress, in the year 2002, the school which was opened was having strength of about 8 students in it, and that school was institutionalized by the government. Then what happened? So gradually word spread and the numbers grew. That is, gradually people all over or the surrounding places of his place came to know that so and so person has opened a school for the poor and the underprivileged students. When they started knowing about the school, the numbers, that is the students, started increasing. Help began to come from the other quarters. Okay, he also wanted to expect a help because everything he was providing free of cost, isn't it? So it is not only Babar Ali who has helped himself as a teacher who is providing, but also he also received the help from the others. So that is what he says. Help began to come from the other places as well. Babar's own teachers, that is, where is he studying? He is studying in a Qasim Bazaar, isn't it? That particular school. His own teachers started helping him. Monks, you know who are monks, right? So monks at the local Ramakrishna mission, sympathetic IAS officers, even the local cops. That is, when he started a school, when it started becoming, or when it started registering more and more number of students, the school was expanding, and at the same time he was receiving the kind help from so many other people, in which Babar Ali tells us that he received the help from his own teachers of his school. Then he also received the help from the monks who were there in the missionaries, that is in the Ramakrishna mission. He also got help from the IAS, sympathetic IAS officers, as well as cops, the police. When Babar first thought up a midday meal scheme, you know what is midday meal scheme, isn't it? Now everywhere throughout India you have this concept, that is midday meals at the school, isn't it? So when Babar first thought up a midday meal scheme, the rice came from his father's field. Okay, the rice came from his own father's field, but now with the aid of friends in the administration, it becomes from the government stock. Earlier, when he thought of opening up a scheme, that is midday meal scheme for all the students, earlier without the help he used to get the rice from his own father's field, and later on when the school got institutionalized, then it used to receive all the funds or the help even from the government too. Getting all of you? So this is what you need to follow here. Then today, 9 years down the line, that is, I was talking to you something about 2002, and now 9 years down the line, almost 2011 or so down the line, the school has 60 regular attendees. Attendees here are nothing but the students, and attendees, the 60 attendees are nothing but the people who are in the administration. It could be the administration, and over 220 on roll call and 800 students in total, with 10 volunteer teachers teaching grades 1 through 8. Now he explains us about the expansion of the school. In the year 2002, the school was just having only 8 students. It got institutionalized. 9 years down the line, the number of the number of attendees in the school increased to 60, and on-roll students were around 220, and the local students were about 800 in total, with 10 volunteer teachers teaching from grade 1 to 8. That is what you need to understand. His little afternoon venture is now registered and recognized by the West Bengal state government, which means students graduating from Babar school are eligible to be transferred to the other local high schools. Mean to say that he started off his school in such a way that it became big, promoted in such a way that even the students who study there, okay, were now being recognized by the respective state government of West Bengal, where the student who is passing out from his school can join or can come out of that school and join any of the other local schools for the further studies. That is what you got to understand here. Okay. Now today you could see Anand Shiksha Niketan has emerged as one of the best schools which is providing students the education free of cost. So who has started? You know it. Alright. So now, when the children of the village and the localities nearby are done with their course and jobs at daytime, they run to attend Babar's afternoon schools. They arrive in time for Tulu Masi's opening bell. So, what you need to understand in this paragraph here is that it is the school, the main intention of opening the school was only for the students or only to the children of the other people who are working. He could be a woodcutter, or he could be a laborer, he could be a carpenter or mechanic or whatsoever. But later on, when this school started becoming one of the best schools in their locality, it is not only the fact that only students were allowed, even the parents also got their own interest in terms of getting education. What you need to understand in this paragraph here is that when the children of the village and the localities nearby are done with their course, that is, as I have already told you that he himself is a student, so obviously he also has his own commitments of going to the school in the morning. And when does he start the school? He always starts the school in the afternoon. So what students were doing that was, in the morning time they used to go to the work or whatever the work they had at home or maybe outside. They used to complete that work and they used to come back to the school which is run by Babar Ali. Okay, so what you need to understand here is that all the students, that is the local students who are in the same place or in the same village and the localities nearby, not only those students from his own village but also the students from the other local villages, nearby villages, when they finish their work or the job, they used to run to attend Babar's afternoon school. So you can underline that. Okay, run to attend Babar's afternoon. That is very, very important, this phrase. Babar runs his school only in the afternoon. So his school, it was also known to the students by the name Babar's afternoon school. That is what you got to understand here. Okay, so Babar's afternoon school, they arrive in time. That is, the students will arrive in time to go, or they arrive to the school in time just to listen to Tulu Masi. Now this is one more attendee, name of a attendee who is there in Babar Ali school, and her name is Tulu Masi, and she used to ring the bell. That is, all the students who are local as well as the nearby village students used to finish off their work and used to come to Babar Ali's school before or in time. And Tulu Masi is the lady one who used to ring the bell for the starting of the school, and the school used to start in the afternoon. That is what you need to understand there. Okay, so what we need to know here is that Babar Ali, who in spite of being himself a student, what he has done here is that he has done a remarkable change, especially in the field of education. So what I mean to tell you here is that by looking at the work that is being done by whom? Babar Ali, one can definitely get motivated in order to do similar things as Babar Ali has done. So what I mean to tell you with this particular example here is that Why? Because we all know that he is a teenager boy, isn't it? What is the age of Babar Ali? Babar Ali's age is just merely 16 years of age. And what does he do? He is actually a class 2 student in Qasim Bazar National. What is that? The name of the school. He goes Qasim Bazar Raj Govinda Sundari Vidyapit. So when he goes to this school as a student, okay, as a student, he had to attend his own classes till afternoon. The moment he completes his school hours, he used to come back to the house. But do you think he used to go to play or have a food or something like that? That description is nowhere given in the chapter by the author here, isn't it? So what she says is that the moment he comes back from the school, his next job, that is opening or going or attending or teaching his own school in the backyard of his own house would start. Okay, now don't you think that being a teenager, Babar Ali is doing certain remarkable changes, especially in the field of in the field of education in India? Don't you think so? You can have your own views on that, like, how do you regard Babar Ali is really making remarkable changes, especially in the field of education in India. So who knows, I may ask you a question for your forthcoming exams, like, explain. So you should be in a position to answer the question on par with whatever we discuss here, also giving or taking that details from the chapter that we have been discussing. Clear? So now, what is the name of the school that he has started? He has started the he has started a school by the name Ananda Shiksha Niketan, isn't it? Anand Shiksha Niketan. So today we have just discussed only about the school that he opened. When did he open? How did all the process went on? How many students were there initially, and how the school got recognition even from the government of West Bengal, and what are the thoughts that Babar Ali had in his mind, and was he able to fulfill, or was he successful in implementing those ideas to the students. And all the students, what is the number of the students? He's just started off only with 8 students, isn't it, in the year 2002. Before that, when he was just 9 years old, isn't it, he started off this particular school, or he dreamt of this opening up this particular school. So as the time went on, as the time progressed, he started making the school, he started making all sorts of the things available for opening up a school or so. And then what we saw was that today that particular school has emerged as one of the best schools in the whole of West Bengal, where it also got recognized by the government, and the number of students got increased like anything, 8 to 220 and 220 to 800 students, where there are 10 teachers, volunteer teachers who are teaching, and there are almost 60 attendees or so. And it is not that only Babar Ali is running the school, but no, he is also getting the help from so many other people, where he mentions the name of his own father, who used to provide him the rice for the midday meal scheme that he had started. Later on it got recognized by the government. On the other hand, he also used to get the help from the IAS officers, the monks, his own teachers of the school where he studies, and also from the cops or so. So these are the things that you need to understand here, and whatever that we have discussed. And today when we see that Babar Ali's school has more, it has become more famous as Babar's afternoon school. That is, it has become more familiar to the people by the name Babar's, that is, they don't say Babar Ali here, but they say Babar's afternoon school. Why? Because most of the students who come to this particular school, they actually finish off their work early morning to afternoon or whatsoever. Whatever the work they have, they used to go complete it, and before Tulu Mwasi rings the first bell in his school, you could see that most of the students are inside the Babar Ali's school because they are getting the education. Now this is one set example of Babar Ali school where he is actually making remarkable changes. So I'll stop here and we shall continue the next heading, that is meet some pure good kind souls. So let us see what exactly can we learn here in this next subheading, where we discuss or where we will be meeting some good people, good souls, and also some pure people who are getting educated in, what is the name of the school? The name of the school run by Babar Ali is Ananda Shikshani Ketan. Don't forget that. So having said that, I'll just wind up this particular session here today, and tomorrow let me continue with the next part of the same chapter, and most probably we will just try to wind it up or conclude it by tomorrow or so. So what I mean to tell you once again here is that keep on reading. At the same time, watch the video first and then start the reading, or you read it first and then start the video. You can do however the way you want, but I want every one of you to watch this video and understand what exactly is the concept or what exactly is the theme of specific things that I discuss are related to. So why I keep on telling you this is that your ultimate friend or your ultimate reference book should be textbook rather than any notes or market books or so. Okay, so what I mean to tell you here is that watch this video, get prepared, or get prepared first, then you watch whatsoever. But after immediately watching this video, I want you to go back to the text once again, read whatever the part that was discussed in the video once again on your own, and if you have any doubts or so something, maybe you can mark it out or something, and then we will come back to the college and probably we can discuss those doubts or whatsoever you have, or if any concept is unclear or something, you can watch this video and probably you can get rid of whatever the doubts that you might be having or so. So what I mean is that watch these videos, okay, get prepared for yourself, read the text, or read the text first, then watch the video, whichever you feel like you can do so. Okay, so thank you very much, and I shall meet you in the next class with the continuation of Babar Ali. Thank you.